Hello everyone, this is CD Hawk, the Classic Pro, getting back to Sonic Advance 2. And, here we are in Music Plant Zone. This is one of the most memorable zones in Sonic history, in my opinion. Look at this place, it's amazing. Everything is inspired by musical instruments. That's where Music Plant gets its name, basically. This whole place... this goes on my list on the top musical-inspired levels in video games. The tubes are inspired by, horn instruments, and, the springs are inspired by hi-hat cymbals used for drum sets, and... yeah, and so on and so forth. The rails also light up in different colors. And for some reason the spikes are actually shaped like candles for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very nice place. Even some of the enemies, well, no, not really. But yeah, this place is great. And I have no idea where this came from. I don't think Eggman had anything to do with it, but this place is weird. But I mean, who knows where this place came from, and who knows why Eggman is around here? Sonic is just following him, and somehow Eggman just ended up here. Did he find this place? I have no idea. Did he build this place? Who knows? But much like Sonic Advance, this game doesn't really have much of a story either. I mean, there are some cutscenes when you that you get when you unlock all the characters. When you unlock a character, for example, when you unlock Cream. But that's about it. And unfortunately, you don't get to see those cutscenes anymore after watching them once. So that's kind of a downfall. Even though you can just look them up on the internet, of course, look them up on YouTube, you know. So here's the third special stage. As I mentioned earlier, well, in the previous video, you do get 2 chances to play the special stage, but if you don't really want to turn the game off, you can always just collect the special rings again in Act 2. If you did it in Act 1, you can just do it again in Act 2. Gosh, dang, that was fast. I wasn't expecting to get the... I got 300 rings very fast. Like, it just happened. So, basically, each act has, 7 special rings, and, you basically get 2 chances to go to the special stage in that zone, but you're better off just, resetting the game and, collecting the special rings from that zone again, from that specific act, or for whatever zone you collected the special rings in. But the options are still there. If you don't think, whichever special stage you think is, whichever act is you think is easiest to collect the special rings in, that's up to you. That's entirely up to you. But not a lot of people are gonna want to collect the special rings. It's a lot of trial and error when it comes to collecting special rings, and to my surprise, it wasn't really... it wasn't a huge pain collecting the special rings, trying to get to the special stages. But there's a big problem that I have with collecting the special rings. Or collecting the Chaos Emeralds in general. Like I said, the special stages are easy. And there's a reason why I skipped Special Stage 2, but I'll get back to that, or I guess if I don't have anything else to talk to, then I'll get back to that. Here's Act 2, and yeah, nothing much different. We've got piano pieces. But yeah, I really like this place. I really love the level design here. Props to Dimps and Sonic Team, because the production value is really good here. Getting back to the gameplay itself, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the boost mode. So, in case you were wondering how the whole boost formula got started, you could thank Sonic Advance 2 for that inspiration, whether you like it or dislike it, love it or hate it. But if you want my honest opinion, I think Sonic Advance 2 is better than the Boost. Is a lot better than any of the Boost games, because the thing about Boost Mode in Sonic Advance 2 is that you can't just activate it whenever you want. You can't just activate it within a push of a button or anything. But it doesn't work like that here. Speed is earned, and that's what makes Sonic great in the first place. You had to earn that speed, and the thing about the boost formula, when it comes to Sonic Unleashed, Colors, Generations, Forces, or even Sonic Rush, speed is not something that's earned. You can have all the speed that you want within a button, and you can just pummel through enemies everywhere. And Sonic Advance 2, in Sonic Advance 2, speed was earned, and that's what I like about Sonic Advance 2. And the more rings that you collected, the easier it was to accelerate. I mean, I kind of wish that Sonic Team will bring back this concept where, like if this concept ever comes up again, make a game like this. You know? Earn your speed, man. Earn the boost mode. Don't abuse it the way the game wants you to, you know? I like Sonic Unleashed. I like the boost formula. I hate Sonic Forces. So, yeah. So this is the Egg Totem. And basically, the Egg Totem gets his name by shooting out these 3 saucers off of this Eggmobile, and he's freaking got tails. How did you catch Tails anyway? Whatever. I'll save you, Tails. So, these saucers will fly out of the body of the Eggmobile, and these cannons will come out of the saucers, and they will shoot. You can destroy the cannons if you want, but they usually just get in the way, so you really don't have to worry about them. The boss is actually pretty easy, but it's also random. Eggman can shoot out whatever saucer he wants. And watch out for the spikes. Thanks, Sonic! Eggman just came out of nowhere. Eggman, what's he plotting this time? I've gotta hurry. See ya, Tails. Huh? Sonic, wait for me! And in case you didn't notice, in case you haven't noticed, we can play as Tails now. Miles Tails Prower. Nobody calls him Miles anymore. Ice Paradise. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this zone. But getting back to the gameplay again, I really love to talk about the gameplay because this game is very nostalgic to me. It's one of the Sonic games that I played most in my childhood because I grew up in the 2000s. And this is one of the games that I grew up with. This game also controls very well. I really like the controls here. The momentum is great, and yeah. But I really hope that this concept gets brought back again, because I really love the idea of speed being earned, and I mean, there's a difference between speed being earned and speed being used constantly. Like if you get hit while you're in boost mode, then you're obviously going to lose it. I mean, that's what makes it challenging. Sonic games should be challenging, but the boost games are just easy to me. I mean, Sonic Unleashed is actually very difficult because the controls are really not that good. That's another problem that I have with the 3D games after Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Well, even Sonic Adventure 2 couldn't replicate the prequel's controls. I mean, how are you gonna replicate the classic game's controls if you can't replicate Sonic Adventure? How great the controls were in that. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking about other games. I guess because I really don't have much to say. I mean, everything I talk about when it comes to Sonic, it has to do with all the games. Because I'm a Sonic fan, and Sonic Forces is not the game that I wanted. So here we have Tails. He can play just like he could in any other game. He can fly. He can do everything else that Sonic can, and he can also do his tail spin attack, just like he could from the beginning in Sonic Adventure, and then it was brought back in Sonic Advance, and we have it again. One thing I find interesting is that when you're in boost mode, you can attack and you won't even lose your momentum. When Sonic's in boost mode, he can do a somersault and it won't even slow him down. He can do like this very fast somersault. Won't even slow him down a bit. I mean, it will slow you down a little bit, but it won't push you out of boost mode, you know. You can't just... It won't just throw you out of boost mode. With Tails, he can do this spin attack, and he can just keep on running. I mean, he'll stop for a moment, but it won't cancel out his speed or anything. With Cream, she does this jump rope attack with Cheese, where Cheese becomes like this shield for Cream. I actually did it in Hot Crater when I was playing as her. Now, getting back to the Chaos Emerald collecting, oh boy. Now, the thing about collecting the Chaos Emeralds, when you're playing as Sonic, you have to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds to get the extra final boss, the true final boss. But you have to play as Sonic and collect all the 7 Chaos Emeralds as Sonic in order to play that final boss, that true final boss that everyone wants to play. You can't just collect the Chaos Emeralds as Tails anymore. You have to collect the Chaos Emeralds 4 times. And I'm not just... 4 times to unlock everything. You have to collect you have to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds with Sonic. You have to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds with Cream. You have to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds with Tails. And you have to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds with Knuckles. And that's the thing that nobody wants to do. With Sonic Advance, you had everything from the get-go. You could play, you could go a sound test. You had all the characters from the beginning, but well, that doesn't really have anything to do with the Chaos Emeralds. But you only had to collect the Chaos Emeralds one time. You could do that with Tails, but no, you had to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds with each character. But at least you only have to collect the Chaos Emeralds once. But that's when you play as Sonic, and that's how you have to. When you're playing as Sonic, the Chaos Emeralds are not going to be easy to get because Sonic doesn't have the ability to fly or glide like Tails or Knuckles. Cream can't fly for a very long time, so that's a disadvantage. And but like I said before, you have to at least collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds as Sonic to play through the final to get to the final boss, the extra boss. But you have to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds with everyone else to unlock everything else. Oh, and also the Tiny Chow Garden. You have to collect the Chaos Emeralds to unlock the Tiny Chow Garden, or the boss attack final. I mean, the time attack bot. The boss time attack. Because it's not like Sonic Advance where the bosses are tied to Act 2 or anything. The boss is his own stage now. The boss attack is their own stage, or their own stages. So you have to unlock the boss time attack, and you have to unlock Sound Test. You have to collect the Chaos Emeralds to unlock Sound Test. Why couldn't you just finish the game with one character, unlock a mode, finish the game with another character, unlock another mode? Why couldn't you just do that? Nah. That's overrated. Okay, so this next boss is called Arrow Egg. And you see that bounce pad right there? You have to jump off of that. You have to bounce off of that so you can hit Eggman, because there's no other way to hit him. And at the same time, you're going to have to try to avoid these explosive bombs that has a wide range attack, and it's very annoying. Well, it's going to get annoying in a minute after his 4th hit. So I like to call this the S-Bomber because of the explosive bombs. And I'm going to leave it up to you to figure out what the S means. And after the 4th hit, it will reach its pinch, and it will start dropping bombs a lot faster than usual. At this point, I like to call this the diarrhea phase, because it starts dropping bombs out the butt really fast, like diarrhea. And this boss is gets kind of like a piece of crap after this, after it reaches the pinch. Like, goodness gracious, what kind of dump were you taking, Eggman? What kind of dump were you taking when you were making this machine? I actually forgot to mention that all the bosses are running bosses, where they're all chasing bosses. You don't attack the boss on foot. You're always chasing after the boss. But there is one boss where you're actually fighting the boss on foot, but that's about it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and please try not to cringe at my poop jokes, my potty humor, and I will see you again in part 3.